Hey guys, all right, so I'm back with part two. Oh my gosh, this is about to be good and challenging at the same time, but I'm about to do it. First, let me pull up my notes because I wanted to make sure I have notes so I don't get too sidetracked because I did read the comments from the last video. And there were some mean people, but it's okay. I get it. I get where some people come from only because you don't know me. But if you knew me, I'll start by letting you know a little bit about me. So first, let me mention what some of the comments were. Well, the few negative comments that were on the last video, the part one, which were named as me being scammed in Ghana. I went through the video discussing different things that had happened while I was there, things that I've learned, blah, blah, blah. I did get sidetracked at some times. The video went on about 20 minutes. Originally, I think I had a goal to go at about 10 minutes. So I don't want you to, if you're a person without patience, first of all, coming onto my channel may be a bit boring for you. If you're a person who's going to get straight to the point, I like to share different things. If it's a certain topic, different things from experience and stuff, and get into the buildup of what happened. So just getting there and then it's done. And if you don't learn anything from it, if you just want me to get straight to the point and then you log off from there. No, I want to get to it, but I also want to share the buildup of what happened around certain things. And then also, if you're a person trying to learn from that, I want to share tips. So, things you can look out for. If I just get straight to the point and say, this is what happened, but don't share the buildup of like the red flags and different things that I could have prevented myself from getting to that point in the first place. If I don't share that with you, then how do you know? So I know sometimes we have a little ADHD and, we want things fast. We want information fast. But sometimes fast is not always good for us. We have to learn a bit patience and figure out what was the full experience of a person that's trying to teach you something and tell you something so you don't go down that same path. I lived it for you so you don't make the same mistakes as me. Okay, I went through all of it and the consequences of it and everything. And I'm sharing it with you because I don't want you to go through the same hurt, the same loss, the same everything that I went through. So, but as far as who I am a person with social anxiety. So in conversations, first off, even though I'm talking to a screen, it's still hard for me. It still feel like, I don't see y'all. It still feel like eyes is on me. And I want to make sure I'm saying the right thing. So even in the midst of what I'm saying, I'm praying, I'm hoping that God leads me, that I don't give misinformation. And then sometimes it's things that God don't want you to say. And when you have that connection with God, He will shut you up from saying certain things. I've definitely learned that. So I'm gonna get into it. Again, like I said, sometimes I do get sidetracked. I do get nervous, and that is the reason why I sometimes get to blabbering on, or it gets hard for me to find my words. Okay, so bear with me. All right. So, and if you're lost, if you're new here, this is my real first video back after I think 2 years, right? And one of the last, the longest videos I put up was about me getting married and scammed in Ghana about 3 years ago. And I got out of the situation before it got bad. So I'm gonna go into that because I know in that video, if you want to find the video, I'll put the link in the caption of this video. But in the video, I did mention I'm gonna do a part 2, and the part 2, I'm trying to remember some of the things I did say, but the part 2, I said I will list some of the things that some scammers look for. I think I mentioned that I will list some of the red flags that I experienced. So I'm gonna try to go through some of these things. I have a list of notes, so I'm gonna try to follow it to stay on track, and I'm gonna try not to make this video too long. I see I'm at 6 minutes already, so let's get into it. Okay, so so one of the reasons why, so I just mentioned the people that had negative comments to say. When I look back on that, that did discourage me from coming to make part 2, because I'm a person, I don't like drama. I've been through enough. So my purpose of coming sharing this is not to just give you juicy drama or whatever. That's not for people that just like to hear and just they feed off of drama. If that's the type of person you are, maybe you're the type of person that follow all of the messy blog media pages and stuff, and that gives you a feed to just hear negative drama all the time, then this is not what this is about. This page is not for you. My purpose of sharing my testimony is to reach people that is either currently going through similar situations or have somebody that's going through that. And it's just in hope, just praying that what I share helps them. It's not for people to just have entertainment, reality show type of entertainment off of negative topics. Another reason why, so I forgave the guy that I married. Okay, so one of the reasons why I didn't continue with part 2, because a part of me was like, all right, I forgave. So do it feel like I'm bashing him by putting up this information? And so that was where I was kind of going back and forth with myself, because I'm not here to bash him. Absolutely not. I forgave. I learned my lesson. I look at it as, God definitely was showing you red flags that you chose to ignore and continue to go on with this. So you also at fault. You can't put all the blame on him. And so I realized all of that. I accept my responsibilities. I went through my responsibilities, my consequences and everything. And, I did that. And so I'm not here to bash him. Absolutely not. I am just here to help others that may be going through it with other people that have the same bad intentions. So my hopes is wherever he at right now, I ain't talked to him or whatever, but my hope is that he changed his ways and, that he do find someone and actually be truthful to them, don't have those same intentions and do people like that, because it just never works out for you. You do things that I understand, desperation, whatever. People is trying to survive and they do things, and it's bad things. It hurts others, and it still end up coming back on you. So even if you do get a little something, a little money out of it at the moment, you're gonna end up losing it some kind of way. Some kind of way is gonna come back on you. So it's best to just do things in the right way from the beginning. It's just right. So so to the other people that, not just even in Ghana, anywhere, any other country, that intentions is to scam somebody, do the right thing. And to the people that may feel like you are about to be scammed or are being scammed, let me go through a few things that I went through and to see if you can connect it, some of the red flags and everything. So we are going to start with red flags and being in denial. So some of the red flags that I can say that I was shown. So not long after I got there, before I got there. So the whole time we had been talking from online, I made sure I kept asking, are you trying to move to America? I was asking, do you want to move to America? And, he will always say no, like his family stays near, he wants to be close to family, which I get. So he was like, he don't want to move nowhere else. He loves where he at. So, all right, that's good. So maybe he's not trying to scam me for a green card. And so continue to talk. But the closer it got to when I arranged my ticket to go there, the conversation started to change little by little, not too much, but little by little I was hearing certain things like he once said that his lease was ending, and which would have been around the time that close to I was arriving, because there you pay the full, most of the places there, it's not really like how here you pay month to month rent. There you find a place, you pay for the full year. I think sometimes up to 2 or 3 years you pay out. But yeah, you paid it out. So I think his 2 year was coming to an end. He let me know that. So I'm like, okay. And he's like, that's where he started talking about money in that way. Like, okay, he don't know what he's going to do. And by this time, we had been talking for a while. So all right, I feel I'm already coming out there. And so I was like, well, let's see if I don't want to get out there. So yeah, I got out there, and I had an Airbnb for a little bit while I was there. He still had his place. So we used that time to continue to get to know each other or whatever. Everything was cool. And so eventually I was like, okay, well, I'm still going to continue to stay out here for a while. That was my plan. So I was out there. So I was like, let me just get an apartment. It's better than spending all the money on the Airbnb. And, it really wasn't that expensive. So I'm like, I'm just get an apartment. I found an apartment, and I paid for that year, which was about, I would say it was about $1,200, somewhere between $1,200 and $1,400 for that full year. But I paid $1,400 a month for my place here, so it was like that was a good deal. So I'm like, all right, I got the place, you don't have to worry. So it was a big place, it was a huge place. So I was like, you know what, just let him move in when his came to the end. So we was living together. And so yeah, that was a red flag right there. How after all that time of talking, he did swindle in the little information of his lease coming to the end, and he didn't have the money and didn't know where he would go. I ignored it. After that, I'm finally there, and little by little, other stuff was coming up that also had to do with money. So me being a business person, I'm helping people create businesses all the time. And so I was there, and because I saw, how he made money, and I was like, well, hey, you can, I was putting out different ideas, and, since some stuff wasn't that much, it didn't cost much there, I was willing to put in a little investment on it. um, to help. And I was like, if you want to start up a business in this area, and he straight up told me that no, he don't want to work for the money that they have to work for there. He was like, it doesn't make sense. There's not a lot of money you can make here. He's like, the money you make here would in a month would be this amount in America. And so that right there was a red flag, because all of a sudden I started to notice everything that had to do with finances or whatever, or just buying certain things. He always knew the conversion of the what is Ghana money, cities. He always knew straight up the conversion of cities to American dollars, which means he really studied American money, and what we make in America. So that was a red flag, but I didn't pay attention to it. But it was like, yes, he know what he would make if he came out to America, even though he claimed he don't want to come to America. He knew so much about America. And so, yeah, he told me he didn't want, to start up no business there. He didn't want to work there. He didn't see the point in it. He then, after so much of that conversation being repeated, yes, he started straight up coming out saying he want to go somewhere else, whether it's America. Well, he was saying Canada. And then he's like Australia, just different places he was in. So I'm like, so yeah, it was straight up, at this point being straightforward to me. Still in denial. I'm like, all right, well, I'm already out here. I'm gonna make it work. I done told my parents, and although that they already telling me straight up, this is what he's about. And I'm like, no, he's not. I'm in denial because I don't want to be embarrassed. So they will, once they got you where they want you, they'll be straightforward. And it's like, there's no point in denying. It's like, this is what it is. So either you're gonna go through with it with them, or you're gonna make an exit plan, basically. So after telling him, I wasn't like, we can, if we want to go back to America, okay, you gotta work. I'm not about to put all my money into this, getting you a flight back to America, getting your visa, whatever the whole process take, putting my money into it. I'm like, you gotta show some type of effort and, be the man and do your part. If not, I'm not gonna go to America and be taking care of you. So it was starting to get straightforward at this point, and because it was getting straightforward, that's when he started to do things, and start to look into other American women for backup options, basically, and he kept getting caught up with it. I was finding things. Another thing so first off, he is Muslim, and he has a Muslim, and I found some information in his email to another friend on how his Muslim can help his friend to get his American, I think she was American, or she was from some country, get her back for him. So basically doing some type of ritual. So red flag, red flag, red flag. And I just saved it. And, at this point, I really started to see what his Muslim was about. I ignored it. I went to the house of the Muslim. I saw the different things that was like voodoo type of, even though there would be considered hoodoo, whatever, all the different African spirituality stuff that they do their rituals with. I saw it. I ignored it. I was like, oh, maybe this has something to do with Muslim type of stuff or whatever. I just kept denying stuff. I didn't want to see the truth because I didn't want to be embarrassed to my people, right? So that's a bad place to be. Like, when you're more worried about embarrassment, that you would take on something that God is clearly showing you is not for you. You know what I mean? And you fighting, and you trying to make it work when God is trying to take you out of a situation. Um, so yeah, I was just getting all these red flags back to back. I couldn't even go into as much detail of all the red flags that I get, so I'm gonna have to skip through. Um, so one of the things I actually came across a couple of days ago, which was so sad to me because I honestly don't even remember writing this. But at some point, this situation must have gotten so scary to me that I wrote an emergency letter and put it in my in a folder in my email in case something ever happened to me. I had that emergency letter, in case like police or something was looking through my phone or something, I guess, to find information, contacts, and stuff. I had that emergency letter there. And the emergency letter is so sad because it's written as if I was dead. It's written to my parents and definitely, just telling them, something has happened to me if I'm dead, this, that. Um, apologies and who to look for, contact information. I had like links and phone numbers and stuff to the family members that I knew of for him, the friends, addresses, all kinds of stuff in there. And so looking back at it, I'm like, that's really scary. That if I felt that afraid at some point that I had to write that right there was a message for me to go. So I say that to you. Yes, it was a good thought to have there. And if any of you all feel like you have to get to the point where you have to write something like that, first off, yes. If you are afraid of your life right now, if you're currently in a similar situation, write some type of note somewhere in your phone or something just in case something happens. If you're a person that you want to get out of the situation, but you're having a hard time finding a way out, maybe you don't have the money to catch a flight to get back to your country. I don't know. I can't judge you for it if it's hard for you to get out of the situation. But yeah, write some type of letter, some type of information add in your phone in case there people are trying to find you. But if you get to that point where you feel like you have to write something like that and you have a way out, get out. Get out. So as far as being scammed out of money or anything, like yes, I ended up taking loss with different monies in that area. I paid for the wedding and everything. So I took those loss within it while I was there. I didn't take major loss like some people I've heard stories of because I was able to get out of it. And actually, right before the pandemic, I was able to get out of it because of a situation with my dad's health at the time. And I came back to the States, which was supposed to be just a temporary flight back. But thank God he got me out of the situation. And anybody else that's in the situation, if you seeing the red flags, if you seeing things and God is communicating with you, don't try to work it out on your own. Just get out of it. God is trying to protect you from something. One of the things a few of the things that they look for, they do look for older age women, and they look for women that is considered overweight. They look for women. Even if you don't have kids, you may desperately want kids. So they look for vulnerable women. They look for white women, the white women that likes black men. And because some white women struggle with getting men within their own race, it's easier for them to get a black man, especially African man. So they look for those type of women, but basically vulnerable desperate women. And yes, at that time I was desperate. Oh, I struggle with my weight at times, so I am this woman that, sometimes, no, I'm not what society deems as, oh my gosh, the beautiful woman that has men blowing up my DMs. Yes, I have men attracted to me, but it's not like that. And so yeah, I just wanted to try something different. Also, with having social anxiety, I thought I don't get out much like that, which is what I'm working on. But trying the online dating, I thought would have been better for me because I don't have to be in front of your face. I would not have approached you if it was in person. And if you would have approached me, I probably would have made some excuse like, oh, I'm in a hurry, I gotta get somewhere, and find my way out of it because I'm nervous to have a conversation. So I thought online dating, meeting somebody online, would have been easier for me. So yes, I became a bit vulnerable and tried to open up to somebody online, and I just didn't see the red flags, and I just kind of try to give somebody the benefit of the doubt and give them a chance. But now I learned my lessons, and I hope that I said enough within this almost 30 minutes, which was supposed to be, again, 10 minutes. I hope I said enough that helps somebody out there. If there's anything specific that you are going through and you're unsure of it and you have questions about it, ask me within the comments. And if it's something that I experienced, or I know plenty of women that have gone through this, if it's something that I know of that they have experienced, I'll share in the comments back with you, in hopes that if you're in the same situation, you can get out. Of course, within this 30-minute time, I couldn't share everything because I was there for a year and it was a lot that I went through. So it's not enough time to share all of that. But ask me anything in the comments. Follow me on all of my platforms, which is Nikita Journey. And, email me, nikitajones333 at gmail.com. You'll find me some kind of way, connect with me, and I hope that I can help in some kind of way. I pray that if you're in a situation, you get out of it. God, you silence yourself to hear God, and He leads you out of that situation, because He will. Thank you for your time. I don't want to hold you all any longer. I will be posting again soon, and I pray you all it's a nighttime here. I pray you have a good night, good day wherever you are in the world, and we will connect again.